Awesome. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us again for Monday at 10 a.m. These calls have been so great. I've been loving them. I'm learning so much from all of the leaders who've been just so awesome to just share with all of us everything, all their knowledge, all of their tips with us these past few weeks. And I'm so excited for today because we have a special guest with us, and her name is Parten. You guys, if you don't know who she is, because all of us actually, I don't think any of us are financially tied. And so I think it's really fun because we are still teaching each other, giving each other tips and tricks, even though we're not benefiting financially. And I just love that about this community. And I don't know any other community like this. So we're really blessed. But Tara and I met, actually personally, finally met at Celebration this past year at the gala, I think it was, or a little bit before the gala. And I've actually seen them at quite a few events with their kids in tow. She first had her first child and then was really pregnant and would come to the events with the kids. I just think it's so amazing that our company is so great to allow kids into these meetings. I know a lot of other different companies who don't allow children at all, and that just saddens me. Even nursing mothers have to actually leave, go into their cars and nurse their kids. Their dads have to drive home. Like, it's just a mess. And I just think it's so cool that our company has mother rooms and things. So Tara is a mom of two. She is a West Point graduate, a combat veteran, a wife to Daniel, who also shared with us, Isabody, runner-up, and collegiate competitive cheerleader. She is one of the Start 1000, and she is a 3-star Golden Circle, 1-star Crystal executive. And you guys, she is going to be sharing a bit of her story and then just really just adding a lot of value to your lives and answering probably some questions that you guys are wondering. And we want to give you tangibles. So Tara, hi, how are you?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I'm excited.
I'm so glad that you're here. So why don't you just give us a snippet of your story? I know that your husband shared a little bit, but maybe on your side, and then we'll get into some of these questions.
Yeah, so hey everybody, happy Monday. So a lot of you guys probably know Daniel. He was on the cover of your catalog, shirtless. Just imagine him with a shirt on, please. So my side of the story is when we got started, it was over 5 years ago, and we both come back from our deployment to Afghanistan. So we were exhausted. I knew nothing about toxicity, but I was toxic. And I was just tired. I wasn't sleeping well, and my parents actually introduced us to these products, and I was like, all right, that's cute, Mom, thanks. But the more I looked into it, I was like, you know what, I feel like garbage, and she looks amazing, so okay, there must be something to this. So I was like, let's just give it a try. So we put the products in our bodies, and you know how the story goes. I just lit up. I felt amazing. People at work were like, what are you doing? Like, why are you not falling asleep like the rest of us in our meetings? And I was like, there's definitely something to this. Like, I knew I wasn't supposed to feel like I was 45 in a 25-year-old's body. Like, that's just not the way life is meant to be lived. And so we just started sharing it authentically with people. I was just so excited. Like, so many people deserve to feel this good. Like, everybody needs this. And just authentically, our income started to grow. We were still active duty. So we would go away for training sometimes for, a week, 30 days, but we were still building it in like the pockets of our life. And through those 2 years, we built up a residual income so that when we left the military, I could stay home with our newborn daughter. So I was so grateful for that opportunity. Like you were saying, Meredith, like, especially in the military, like, not very a mom conducive environment. I was so grateful for the opportunity, but it just would not have been a very like nurturing environment for a new mom. And so just being able, being able to just have my daughter at home with me was such a blessing. So then fast forward a few more years, and we just continued to build it part-time because I was full-time momming at the time. And we ended up being able to have Daniel come home from us from corporate this past year. And we spent this past year being together and really enjoying that. And now we're, revving back up, taking it off the cruise control and going back hard. So it's been a really cool journey, but there's just so many parts to it. I don't want to. You've got great questions, so I know we want to get to that.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I love that. Full-time families. That's what this opportunity allows us. And I know that that's so many people's goals right now, especially. And yeah, this vehicle allows you to do that. So we have some good questions for you. I love that Daniel is a yellow and that you said you're a red. Is that right?
Well, I think I'm a programmed red. So if we really get down to it, like I think you start to like peel off the layers of your programming. I'm really a blue. So like I love those intimate like settings, but when I have to turn it on, I am like numbers and I have like 3 whiteboards up. You know, I am a logistics person.
Yeah, which I love that, and the dynamics, how that can really work. And I think too with, let me mute some people. I think with Isagenix, or even just in network marketing, you get this personal development. So you do peel back the layers, and you really truly, the whole goal is to become the rainbow of the color code versus like, oh, I'm just a yellow, this is my skill, this is all I do. I think it's important that we all like take ownership, and we do learn to become a blue, or learn to speak the blue language, learn to speak the red language and the yellow. Like, I think it's really important. But one of our questions is, with connecting and enrolling, because we really do want to know how to enroll people. Like, let's be real. Let's enroll people and make consultants, right? So aside from social media, what are the biggest ways that you're connecting with new people and prospects? Where do you go? What do you say? How do you find these people?
Oh, I love this because so the early stages of our business, we built primarily on social media because we were military. We moved all the time. You know, we lived at a place that our friends would leave. So when we moved to Phoenix, it was a completely new city. Again, we didn't know anybody, and we didn't have the military to plug right into. So that was something we had to get intentional about. So the things that I chose to do was MOPS groups. You've probably heard Laura Stevens talk about that. I was like, I don't know what that is, but I just put myself out there. I'm in love. So if you're not in a mobster group, go, because it's amazing. And I've met so many friends, and then through that, there's different things. So then I would do like a mommy workout group and met other people there. Then my daughter goes to school. So it's a smaller like Montessori school. So the parents can get to know each other. We have a Facebook group, but we were just in a Facebook group. So I organized a mom's night out. And again, like you were saying, like becoming different personality types, like that's kind of out of my comfort zone. But I was like, hey, if I want to form these relationships, I've got to step out there. And I formed that the mommy's night out, and every mom there was like, thank you. I needed this. I want more friends. So like, just get the stories out of your head that like, they don't want to be my friend, or trust me, I've been there, but just like step out and just be like, you know, you want to be my friend? And so the mommy's night out was great. What were the other things? Play dates. I used to take Denver to these like gymnastics classes, and I got to know the moms there. Life groups at church. So plug into your church. We had a couples connection. There's just so many people that want community. You just have to be intentional about finding them and then nurturing that relationship. So those will be my biggest ones that we've been intentional about this year.
Okay, so then what does it look like? Because I'm similar to you. I did MOPS, I do life group, you know, like all of those things. And I truly believe in creating it. If it's not there, you find the need and you create it. Because people will say all the time, and probably happens to you, like, well, if only I lived near you. Well, if only I could go to the things that you do. And I'm like, no, girlfriend, I built it. Like, you can do it too in your area. And I bet you $1 million there's another mother begging for the same thing. So just build it where you are. Okay, so but what does it look like? Like, what are you saying to these moms at the gymnastics? And what is that, like, how does that relationship start building? Because it truly is, it's a relationship. So what does that kind of look like? And how do you weave Isagenix in?
Totally. So I think part of it too, and I think this kind of answers another one of your questions, but doing like life events together. So not just in those like groups, but also like peeling away from those big group settings and like having a Super Bowl party or getting together for a double date night. And so taking those big groups and kind of making them more intimate so you can get to know them better. And the biggest thing I feel, you know, we'll all talk about is finding people's pain points. So you just like start to peel back the layers and like have those real conversations. Don't talk to them just about like, what kind of baby food you're feeding them, or what kind of stroller you've got, which is important too. But, find those pain points and talk about what's going on with them. Like, if you see a tired mom, talk to her about what's going on, and then she'll probably tell you how she has no time to eat, she's exhausted, she doesn't sleep. And like, I get it, I have an 8-month old, I don't sleep, but I still have energy because I just cleansed yesterday. And so I've got secret tools that I can help other moms with, but they need it. So find their pain points and just have those tough conversations, which I would say they used to be uncomfortable, and they used to be, for me, that was like, I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to go there. Now it's like, I love it. Like, I can't wait to just like peel back their layers. So people are just begging to be heard. So just listen.
Yeah, that's huge. Listening is everything, and asking the right questions to get to that pain point. So true. Well, okay, so let's say you're getting to the enrollment because they're like, yeah, I want that energy that you have. What is your languaging looking like? Do you talk about the opportunity right away? When does that come in? Say you're enrolling them, they're enrolled, or you're enrolling them. Like, when do you talk about the opportunity?
Yes. Okay. So I think we were talking about like taking them from a prospect to a customer, or enrolling them to. And I think it all fits together is definitely just take it offline. There's going to be sometimes that moms are like, I just need the information now, and you can do it in Messenger. And I've enrolled people that way. It's great. But the most powerful way to do it is taking it offline. And the best way is in person. Mommy coffees, play dates, and then asking them those questions about, okay, what is your goal? Like, what do you want to achieve? And then a lot of them will probably say a physical goal, which is great, but just like Eden and Zach talk about in the discovery process, and I believe it's on Isagenix Business, you have to ask those, I think, 7 questions of why. Keep asking why, because you'll eventually get down to the root reason of why this is so important to them and what's really bothering them. So like, if it's energy, or if it's weight, so say they want to lose 15 pounds. Okay, well, why do you want to lose 15 pounds? Well, I had my baby a year ago, and I just kind of feel fluffy. Well, why is that important to you now, though? That was a year ago. Well, my clothes don't really fit that great. So what does that mean? Why is it important that your clothes fit better? Well, it really, bothers me, and it kind of affects my self-confidence. And when I'm around my husband, I don't really want to be intimate. Ooh. Okay, so is that impacting your marriage and your relationship? Yeah. And for me, I would start to get emotional. And when you can see that emotion behind their goal, that is what you want to get to. And so it's not about just here's the product that I know will change your life. They first have to see why they need this. They first have to see the value that it can present in their own life. And once you've matched those two things, once you've help them see what their issue is, and that this can be a solution for them, then the dollar amount isn't going to matter. And they're going to be like, start thinking about people that need this as well. And so I always, on the 3-way call or on that first call, like to talk to them about, well, who's 2 people that would love to do this with you? I mean, you can't get like healthy and energetic by yourself. Your friends are totally going to disown you. And they're like, oh yeah, that's right. So, Jenny and Meredith totally would want to do this with me. Awesome. Well, let's get them on the phone tomorrow, or if this is in the morning. I do a lot of my calls at night because I'm in Arizona, but if it's in the morning, say, let's get them on the phone tonight so we can all start together. It is so fun to do this with accountability partners, and you guys can all start together. And they're like, yeah, okay. And like, they'll start thinking about it. If anything, you've planted the seed. They could be like, oh yeah, that's not for me. Great, you still planted the seed. And in that discovery process script, which I like scripts, to just start to practice it so it's your own, and it just comes naturally. You'll talk about how they can make back their amount that they invested in their pack. So it's like, I just love telling people this because some people are on a budget, you might not be, but if you have those 2 friends that start with you in the same pack, you've already made back half of the amount that you spend on your pack. Like, how fun is that? That's like total rebate points, rebate money, that kind of thing, referral money, things that like lingo that they can understand. They don't understand product introductory bonus. Like, I did not know what that was. So use words that they understand, and just show them that initially, just to plant the seed. Some of them are like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm totally going to do that. Some people are like, okay, cool. But if anything, they just at least now know.
That's
Did
so
that
good.
answer your question?
Yeah, that is so good. And it's really helpful because, I mean, and it's funny, I think that we honestly, truly, like you probably can admit to this too, we kind of get in our own way, get in our own head. And literally the exact same thing you said is what the girl said to me when I got started. She's like, well, who in your life do you love the most, you know, that you would share this with? And I was like, oh, and I just like, it was so natural. I just told her and she's like, oh, cool. Well, you should share it with them. She's like, do you want referral money? The company gives you referrals. You can get like, you know, money, pay for your product, or do you want to give me referrals? And I was like, and then she said, do you want residual income? And I was like, well, what's that? And she answered that. And I was like, oh, just want to paid for. And so she's like, okay, great. Why don't we share this with them? And it was just so like, I was not weird. She was not weird. And then I called my girlfriend. I'm like, you have to do this. And she's like, okay. And I told my mom, I was like, you have to do this. It was just so, but you guys, I feel like, don't you believe that we get in our own way and we're like, nope, no one's going to want to do it. And it's too expensive and it's weird and it's a thing.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah. And I'm making money off my friends and we get so strange. And so what do you like, is there anything that you do with your mindset? This is totally not on like the questions I was asking you, but do you do anything, or was there like in this process of you enrolling people, when you did get in your own head, what did you do to get out of your own head? What did you do? Was there a book or like, what did you do?
That's so good because honestly, like I'm so human. There's still moments where I get in my own head. Like, let's be completely real. But I think a big thing that's like just comes to mind is that just add value and be of service. Come from a place of love. And if you're coming from a place of love, and if you're hearing a mom cry out to you that she's exhausted, like you're not taking advantage of her. You are helping her. That mama needs you. So just coming from a place of service and love and just thinking about like, how can I add value to this person's life? I feel like that's when we start to like just quiet the noise of, you know.
Yep, it's so true. When you focus on their need and you realize, okay, I'm not like taking their money, like they're paying for a product that's going to change their life. They can also get it paid for too, just not getting in your own way. Okay, so what's your biggest tip for anyone new just starting who's focused on connecting and enrolling? Like, is there anything, because people are getting in their own way, should I have business cards? Should I, buy like a sticker for my car? You know, how can you help these newbies?
Yeah, I love that. So I think just going fast and staying consistent and just the numbers, like people aren't numbers, but like the amount of people, like, cause like that was a big thing. Like people are numbers, but it's just like, but you got to put the numbers in if you want to see the results. So we did an experiment in our first, when we were going for executive the first time, and we connected with 100 people. We wrote our little numbers down on a calendar. We tracked them and held each other accountable, and we enrolled 10 people. So that goes to the, I think it's Eric Worre or Jim Rohn, like the numbers of network marketing is at 10%. So just put the numbers in, but I would say it's not just about the numbers, it's how you show up. So lead with passion, lead with energy, lead with fire, and use the tools. So like, I know I was just so, I'll be honest, I was so ignorant in the beginning. I was just like, I don't know, this is so awesome. We just do it with me. Come on, just like, let's just do it. And they're like, okay, sure. And so like you send them a video or you get them on the phone with your upline, and they would answer those questions and they would be normal. And, and they would just give them the information, but you had so much passion. People couldn't help but like follow you. Like they just wanted to do whatever you're doing. Like a lot of people are like, I don't know what you're doing, but I want it, just because of that passion. So that's what I would say. Like, don't overthink it or overanalyze it. And that's coming from an overanalyzer, a recovering overanalyzer. Like, just lead with your heart, lead with passion and excitement. And I think you'll do good.
Yeah. And I think that it's important though to remember, because leading with your heart, and the newbies, I know I have a few right now who are like, yeah, but nobody's saying yes to me. And I feel like I'm going to read this. And if you guys have not read the book, The 4 Agreements, please do that. It's really short. It's really good. But don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. And I think a lot of times we're like thinking, oh, their no means that they don't like me, they don't want me, that I'm doing something wrong. And it's they don't KNOW. They just don't know. So don't take it personally and just keep moving. Say, okay, bye. Okay, bye. Like, I'm moving on. And I love it because Susan Miller said this. She was speaking. She's like, okay, well, me and my shake are leaving. You can look at my back. Like, if you want me, I'm going to keep going. And it's true because we're just going to keep moving. We're just going to keep sharing. If they say no, that's okay. It's timing is everything. But I think a lot of us, and I would like to actually ask you this, so think about comparison and quitting. Like, have you ever had a time in your business where you have compared yourself and you're like, you know what? I didn't move fast enough. I didn't make that much money. That girl made more money than me. I didn't hit this rank when I wanted to. So what do you do about looking all the directions and seeing all the success from the other people, and then like looking at yourself and you're like, I'm going to give up because I'm not a 10-star yet. What would you say to those people?
Oh, that is so true. And if you do feel like that, please know you're not alone. Like, that happens all the time with me. Like, I constantly have to be, reprogramming my mind, because that's like a big fear for people in general. It's just like that comparison, the fear of rejection. So like, that's something you can overcome, and it's a continual process. But I think a big thing is looking back at the lives you have impacted. And even if it's just your own, imagine where you would be if this wasn't in your life. Like, I think I had massive like digestive issues. I had like so much pain in my head, trying to be compliant, like so many things, like even like mindset, emotional things, like after deployments with our family, like I don't even know where we would be, like, to be completely honest. And then to think of the people that we have impacted, especially in the veteran community, like if they didn't have this in their life, I don't know where they would be. So like, stop making it about you. Stop making it about us. Like, it's not about us. It's about who we can serve and who is needing this. It's all about timing, like you said. And like, if there's somebody that says, no, great, it's not for them right now, move on to the person who was desperately waiting for you to put this in their lap and ask them, how are you? How can I help you? How can I serve you? So that's what I would say.
Oh my gosh, so good. That is so true. And actually, I have a call to action after the call about that. So we'll keep that in mind. But like, yeah, that's huge. I think you guys, hopefully you're taking notes and you're going to rewatch the recording, but that was so good. Okay. So you've built this business. This is all on excuses. You've built this business at home with little babies at home, and you maybe with your husband working and you're alone with the babies. What is your biggest tip for working around a lot of other obligations and staying present with your kids, but then also being there for your team? And avoiding the excuses, but getting to work. So what would you say to people who are like, but I have babies and I have this and I can't get to an event and,
Yeah, I love this one. So biggest thing is for moms, like, drop the mom guilt. I used to put that on myself, and most of us do put it on ourselves. But like, if your kid is watching a show, and this is just my personal opinion, I'm not a doctor, but like, they'll be okay. Like, calm down. Like, it's okay. Like, we love our kids. Like, they're gonna be fine. Just stop putting so much pressure on yourself. And it's okay to ask for help. And that is coming from somebody who I had the hardest time asking for help. But once you do, that frees you up to use your gifts and your talents for the things that are moving your life forward. So Angelique taught me this. She's like, make a list of the things that you do every day, and then identify the ones that are not making you money and the ones that you can outsource and delegate, and do it. If you don't have the financial means to delegate all of them, choose one. Choose the biggest one that takes your time. So like, or the one that like is at least attainable with how much you can spare. So like, one cycle was like, a housekeeper or something once a month. But what I even love is just, I order my groceries. Like, and I will even be around moms that like think that's so extra. I don't care. I don't like spending 2 hours at the grocery store with a screaming toddler and an infant. I'm going to get my groceries delivered. It's like $7 more. And so that's one thing I can do to delegate that. When Daniel was back in corporate, I had a sitter that would come and stay with play with Denver for a few hours a day. So I could just laser focus, get my stuff done. And I knew that was my chunk of time. And then I would be with her after that. So like, that was my time to be mom. If you aren't able to do that financially yet, you can, there's mommy's helpers. Like, if you look within your church community, mommy's helpers are like younger girls that just are there while you're there, and they just entertain your baby. You can share with your mom friends. So like today I'm going to take Meredith's kids and she's going to have time by herself. Tomorrow Meredith's going to take my kids and I'm going to have time to myself. So just get creative, but outsource and delegate. Nobody gets an award for doing it all ourselves. I used to think I did. I'm like, where's my trophy? Like, I've been doing everything and I'm getting burnt out. Where's my award? You don't get one. So start delegating because it is okay. Like, don't feel guilty about it. So that is how I do it. I don't do it all.
So like, yes, everything. And we want to give you permission, women and men. Like, if you're a stay-at-home dad, like, give yourself permission to outsource these things. I like hate doing laundry. I hate doing dishes. I hate cleaning the house. But I didn't realize I was literally spending 2 full days of cleaning and then I have to do it again. So it's like, no, I just want a day. Right now, currently, house is getting cleaned while I'm on this call. I am outsourcing those things. There are really inexpensive ways that you can outsource. Like you said, ordering your groceries online. Mother's Help was the free people coming over. I used to be that girl. I was like a free little helper because I loved kids. And there are people like that. So you guys find those, and mothers who will totally take your kids for a play date because it actually helps you as a mother to have the kid playing with a kid. But I remember, like, here, and I'm going to be real for a minute. And so you could be real for a minute. In the very beginning, I had a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old. And when I was doing calls or my kids were watching TV, the kids know when you're on the phone. They like have radar. And when you're on the phone, like, crap goes down. And so like, I've got the movie on, they've got their snack, and I'm like, everyone's sitting peacefully. And I just like sneak into the back room to get on the phone. And then all of a sudden, guys, like, boom, 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 like banging on the door. So we know it happens. Your kids are fine. Like, nobody died. And they just know, it's weird. They just know that you're on the phone. And something that I've had to tell my kids now are 9 and 7. Mom has been home 24/7. I've never worked with my kids being home. I grew up with full-time working parents. So I've told them stories. I'm like, you guys are so lucky. You don't understand. You don't have a full-time daycare from 6 in the morning till 6 at night. I had that. I know you. I know your favorite colors. So you guys, the mom guilt for little things like folding laundry or, those things, let it go. Let somebody else do that. When you're on the phone and your kids are screaming, just know that's normal. And I've heard of other stories where kids are doing things with their poop, like while moms are on the phone. We're drawing on walls. We've had a lot of friends with colorful walls at the end of the phone call. Yeah, so like we get it. It happens, but it's not an excuse to not share this product. Like, my kids do not remember having Dora on while I'm on the phone. They have no idea. They don't remember banging on the door. They don't remember those things. Mom was home full time. It was about a 30-minute phone call, done. 15 to 30 minutes. So giving you permission to do the phone call, giving you permission to put shows on. Like, I remember I had a 2-hour movie. I'm like, okay, 2-hour movie. What can I bang out in 2 hours? And then we'd go to the park and meet people. And then they would get the treat, then we would go do this. So during that time, try to find those things, but at the same time, go to events, even if you need to bring a kid. And I want you to talk about that. Yeah. Why is that important?
Yes. It's so good. There's times I'm like, I don't even want to go because I've got my kid. But every time I come back from, I'm like, so glad. It's like a workout. Nobody ever most of the time, nobody ever regrets it. But the thing that is so beautiful, guys, there's no excuse not to bring them to events because this community is the most loving and nurturing place to bring your children that I want my babies there. Like, I want them surrounded by these people who are reinforcing the things that I'm teaching them at home that are going to raise them up with me. It takes a village, and this is the village I choose. So if it's like one of the big events, corporate has created a beautiful space for the babies, for the kids, for the moms, nursing, older, whatever it is. They want your kids to come. Like, this past year, they had programs and events and games for the kids. Like, your kids will not want to leave. They're going to beg you to bring them. And then if it's a smaller event like UIA, sweet David Wood. He would from stage tell you, like, if there's a crying baby next to you, tell the mommy it's okay and that please stay, don't leave. Like, if she gets to walk up, tell her to sit down. Like, he is just so nurturing with having like the kids there, because that's how we impact the next generation too, is by just helping them soak in this information in this environment. So if anything, just bring them so that they're around these people, and just know that even the little bit of information and the energy that you're getting is so much better than just being at home. So definitely bring them no matter what.
And you guys, it's going to pay you out in dividends. So understanding that that's going to grow your business, and your team will see, the people will see you doing that. So like, if you're going to events and saying like you're choosing what's harder, your bills and being home with your kids, or going to this event and maybe like sacrificing having someone help you pay for tickets, help you pay for a flight or whatever? Is that harder? But then also growing your business because your team is seeing that and then they are also going. Like, you got to ask yourself what's harder in life. And I think growing yourself, growing your kids, and growing your business is like, should be priority over just taking it and suffering with bills. I kind of want to know what you say, or number one, do you do tastings? Curious if you do tastings or if you do something different in your area, because I know some people are like Susan Miller, she doesn't do she's never done a sip and sample ever, not one time. And she's a millionaire. So I'm just curious, like, do you do that? Is that something that you guys do?
So back in North Carolina where we started our business, we were there probably for the longest amount of time throughout our business, and we consistently did weekly overview meetings, and it became an event that just grew and, you know, compounded on itself, and people would bring their people the following week. So I think they are incredible because that physical interaction is so powerful, and people love to belong. They want to have a place that they can come, feel loved on, feel welcome, know that they can rely on it. So next week, I'm going to bring my people and they're going to get loved on. So I think that they are hands down an incredible thing to do within your team. Being here in our new city, one thing that we've really worked, are we still here? We've really worked on is creating those life events like I was talking about before. So dripping in tasting. So we've had a couple tastings here at the house, but also doing like Super Bowl parties, Army Navy party. I'm even blanking on, like, holiday parties, whatever it is, a girls' night, spa night. So things that you're bringing people into your lifestyle, and you can show them how you live, how you utilize the products just in your normal day-to-day. And then every like third or fourth one, hey, I'm having an overview of the products that I use in my life. Would love if you came and supported me, or would just love if you were there. So I think it's kind of a blend of both of them depending on where you're at. But biggest thing is just having people together, being in like community and fellowship with people. I think that's where you build those bonds, and that's what builds this business, is trust and rapport.
Yeah, so good. Yep. But you guys, like, from hearing this, like, aren't you like, okay, well, that's easy. I could do that. Like, I could do that. I hope that's what you're getting from this. There's not a magic answer. It's just, you can do that. Go out into the community, go start something, go join something that you love and meet people. They will ask you, because you're kind and you're asking questions, they're going to ask you those questions back. And then you, of course, weave in Isagenix, however you see fit. And so I hope that you guys are seeing that from this, that it's not weird. She's not being weird. She's just being a friend. She's just being a human, meeting people, loving people. If they don't want Isagenix, it's fine. She still wants to connect and have friends and serve those people in some way. So hopefully you guys are getting that from this. And my next question was, how do you, you can leave them with like your call to action and stuff, but I want to know how you kind of vision cast, and who is your, like, I don't know, your avatar, like who do you typically enroll? Is it like moms or business women, and then how do you vision cast? Like, how do you cast that big vision for them to like join into the business?
Yes. Okay. So I do have an avatar. I think this is actually pretty important, especially if you're utilizing social media, because we have a product line that can be used by everybody, but you aren't necessarily for everybody. I mean, you'll be more powerful if you kind of direct and narrow your efforts. So when you create your postings, you want to but you want to talk to your avatar. So my girl, she is 29. She's got one new baby. She is a corporate girl, so she is a hard worker, but she wants to be home, but she also wants to create an income. So she wants to provide for her family and support her family's income whilst raising her child. She is a go-getter. She has a big vision for her life, and just like that's kind of like who I envision when I'm talking. And so I'm like, all right, how can I talk to this mommy? And so what was the other part of your question?
Just vision casting to them. Like, how do you I'm vision casting them like to incorporate into the opportunity. Yeah.
Yes. So a big part of it, I think, is talking about where you were and the pain that you were in. So you're relatable. It's great if you're talking about the where you are now, but you first have to have them identify where you were. And like David Wood talks about this too with creating your story. Talk about that angst that you were in that got you out of it. And so, and how Isagenix, when once applied, helps you come out of that. So what I love to talk about is once I find their pain points, help them see like what life would look like if they were vibrant again. That's my biggest thing, is helping mommies feel vibrant and fulfilled, because a lot of us just were kind of like zombies or mombies, as we say. And that's not just physically, that's with fulfillment in what we're creating. So many moms are creatives, but we don't want to go climb the corporate ladder, but we also still want to have this substantial income that we're bringing into our family, because that's fulfilling. Not because of just the money, but because of what we're creating. So just showing them that that's possible, and showing them what life could look like if you could do both. Choose both. The secrets of the millionaire mind. Choose both. And showing them that you can have this life where you get to choose. I don't like writing people's scripts for them. Not every mom wants to be a full-time mom, but to show them that they can be a full-time chooser of their lifestyle. So if you don't want to work in a cubicle, but you don't want a daycare raising your family, you can choose which hours you work and then have somebody to come help you those other hours. Because that's me. Like, I didn't want my babies in daycare from sun up to sundown, but I also, you can see my gray hair. I'm going to go bald if I am with my babies all day long. So I like having help. So, but that's exciting to me, is having help as well. So just like asking them those questions of what excites them. And I love watching people's body language. That's why I think being in person is very powerful. So that might be a call to action, is like, start taking your conversations offline. If even just on Zoom, do all of your calls on Zoom from now on, if you're not local. And if you are local, get your butt out of your house and go have coffee with them. It's so much more powerful. And you can start to read their body language and see what lights them up, and see if you like throw something out there and they're like, well, that does not resonate. But then you say this and they're like, ooh, that is exciting to me. And you start to help them design a vision for their life that resonates with them. And then that starts to open their minds up. Because so many of us just stop dreaming. Like, I could even fall into this sometime with like the whole like mom thing. Like, I'm up 18,000 times a night. I'm like, maybe I'll just fold laundry for the rest of my life. It's fine. I'm fine. And like, you just stop dreaming. But helping them be like, no, you were made for more. Stop giving up on yourself. Stop giving up on your dreams. You have more inside of you. But what is it? What do you want? What do you want to do in your life? And no, not many people get asked those questions. So be that one that asks those questions and helps turn them on again.
Yes, exactly. I remember asking somebody like that magic wand question, and they were like, I've never even thought of that. Most people never, ever think about what would they do with time and money, and they didn't work, and they could do anything they wanted with their life in that day. They're like, oh, I don't even know where to go, because you just stop dreaming. Just stop. So I love that. And you like stunt people, and they like have to sit there and think. And they're like, I guess I'd do this. Well, what if you've already done that? Then what would you do? And then they're like, I don't know. so good.
Yeah.
Tara, thank you so much for just all of the goodness that you gave us. You are so amazing. And I just hope for abundance and blessing all over you and your team. I wanted to give everyone, if you have some last words to say before I give people a call to action, do you have anything that you want to, like, I don't know, tell people to do?
I just think just give yourself grace. Like there's going to be like everyone you see from stage, all of us, like everyone on a call, we all go through moments that we doubt ourselves, that, you know, we have these blocks sometimes. Just keep going and just see how you can be of service, how you can love on people and add value, and just know you're human and give yourself grace, because you can do this. If anyone else has done it, you can do it too. I know sometimes it might feel like the comparison thing, like I just can't. You can, and just keep moving forward. Right now, you might not have everything you need, but you do at least have everything you need to take that next step. So just one foot in front of the other. Just keep swimming. So yeah, that'd be what I'd leave you with.
So good. I love that. Give yourself grace and keep moving. And if it's possible in the world, it's possible for you. So just keep going. But if you stop, then you're not going to be successful anyway. So that's on you. Okay, so really quickly, this call to action. I think that this is so critical, because we can say to ourselves, oh, I only cycled one time. Oh, I only made $10. I only made $25. So this is what I want you to do, every single person, and it kind of plays off of what Jill Bowman said last week, saying thank you in the morning, at night before bed. I want you to write down every single thing that, like, so say that you go to Target today and you buy a few things. I want you to write down every single thing that Isagenix pays for. Every single thing this week. What did Isagenix pay for? And I want you to have insane gratitude for that income coming in, especially residual income, because a lot of times you don't deserve that money because you didn't work that hard this week, and that money's still coming in. So I want you to have insane gratitude if it's one cycle and it pays for a date night, if it pays for your Zoom account, like, I don't know, like whatever it is, write down every single thing that Isagenix is paying for and have insane gratitude for it. And I want it to be, you know, it could be a tiny list because maybe it's just a few things, but have gratitude over it, because nothing else will come to you if you're not grateful for the little that you're that you're getting. So be insanely grateful for what you're getting and how you're spending it and stuff. So, and then we have Julie Coughlin too, really quickly. She's going to share a few things. So Julie, you're there?
Hey guys, first of all, amazing call. Tara, thank you so much. You blessed us so much. I wrote down a couple of notes, and one of the things that you said was, this is the village I choose. And I just think there's something really powerful about that one statement. Like, I feel like I could build a whole social media campaign just around that one statement. So I just wanted to honor you by saying that back, because I think your words are so powerful. And I just want you to know how much you've inspired everybody on the call today. And so many of our team catch these calls in the recording. So you're going to continue to bless hundreds of people in the recordings. But I wanted to pop in and just do a couple of quick announcements as we head into the week. You know, everybody's setting their intentions for the week. And I love the challenge that Meredith is giving us about having gratitude for every small amount that Isagenix brings to us and how we're using those dollars. So really looking at how much money did you make and where are you spending $10, $54, and really having gratitude for that. I love that. So couple of announcements. There are 34 days left to the Dash to Disney. So I want you guys to really be thinking about that. 34 days, a lot can happen in 34 days. So do not count yourself out. If you've already decided that you haven't earned any points, if you only earned 100 points and it's over for you, it is not over. There are 34 days. Check where you're at in your points, make a plan, go after it. It's super accessible for anybody still to hit those 10,000 points. Second thing, ISA delivery, the original sign up is going to end at the end of this month. So October 31st, be sure your teams know about that. It's such an amazing program. I don't know about you guys, but I have totally taken advantage of it. And it actually segues into my next announcement, which is we believe the new Healthy Living Guide is coming out this week, which the teaser all over social media is a new bar is coming. And that is the perfect reason to be sharing ISA delivery for people. When these incremental products come out, this is where ISA delivery makes a huge impact on serving your customers to be sure that they're able to access products in speed and without a ton of extra investment. So be sure that as the new Healthy Living Guide comes out, new products are coming out, that you are circling back to those people to be sure they know about ISA delivery. It is just as important as a new product coming out, and it sets them up for success and allows them to access products all throughout the month. So I will tell you, it will have a positive impact on your business from BV perspective if people on your team get ISA delivery, because they aren't going to wait to do one order a month. They're going to be like, I'm out of Ionix, I can just order Ionix, or bars are coming in, I can place that extra shipment of bars because they don't need to wait for it. So know that it's such a crucial thing. So be sure you're sharing that with people. Also, Isagenix is officially launched in South Korea. So I want you guys to really be thinking about, do you have any connections? Have you shared on social media that Isagenix is in South Korea? You never know who within your network might have a connection there. And I want you guys to know and understand that South Korea is the 3rd largest market in direct selling. And it's huge. The market is massive. Network marketing and direct selling is understood. They get it. They understand the business model. That is why you see big leaders all across Isagenix so fired up about South Korea. It's because it's a market that knows and accepts, and it's a socially positive thing to be a part of a direct selling company. So be thinking about who you might know, or living out loud that we're now in South Korea to see who you might reach. The last thing is the Cougars challenge us to do 15 enrollments before the end of the year, and we're just bringing it up to bring it back into your awareness. Where are you tracking with those 15 enrollments? How can you be sharing the Isagenix story and mission more this week than you have in the last 7 days or 14 days to reach those 15 enrollments? It's so possible. You can do that in the next 34 days between now and the end of Dash to Disney, you guys. You've got this. So I hope you have an amazing week. Meredith, do you have any parting words?
That's it. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Next week, we've got Natalia on, and she's going to be talking about social media. You will not want to miss it. So join us next Monday at 10 a.m. Talk to y'all later. Bye.